All right, we are going to make sourdough pizza crust today. And you're going to need a mixture of some sort, um, but you're also going to need a scale because mine is all done in grams, not based on measurements of like tablespoons or cups or, that kind of thing. It's all grams. So I don't know what it converts to as far as using another, I don't know, another like unit of measurement. So I have this guy, he is on set to 0, he is set to grams, or I guess she, whatever, this thing. And I'm going to take empty container. This is a heavy glass one, so then what you're going to do is tear it. So it's going to set it back to 0. Then we're going to mix 350 grams of water. Well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to do, yeah, we'll do water first. 350 grams of water. So, oh, this is 1 on there. Let me tear it back to 0. There we go. I must have bumped it. Well, it said, oops. Hold on a minute. Let's try this again. Okay. On. Keeps going to 1 for some reason. Okay, it's at 0. Put this guy on there. 0 it out. There we go. Okay, I think it's working now. I don't know why it was going to 1. You can always just deduct 1 gram. So we need 350 grams of water. We're gonna go for a minute. I'm just getting it like all over the scale, and that's throwing the measurement off. So trying to. There we go. Ah. Oh, it turned off. So I think I need new batteries. Okay, we will try this again. I'm not going to waste this water though. I'm going to get a different vessel to put that in. And let me replace the batteries. Okay, I think it was the batteries. We got it. So we got 350 grams of water going in. I just used my purified water out of my, we have like a purifier, like a filter. Okay. So now we're going to reset it again back to 0. And we're going to do 125 grams of my starter. This is my sourdough starter. Y'all been watching the progress on this. I fed it this morning. When you feed it, you have to wait a few hours. And then you will see all the wonderful bubbles in there. Air pockets. That means she's ready. She's doubled. Okay, okay. So now we can use it to bake. You want to make sure it's active when you bake with certain recipes. So this is zeroed out again. Let me dry it out. Okay. There's no liquid in there. Tear it again. And I usually do not use spoons in my jars like this, but oh, look how beautiful that is. See how like stretchy it looks? I'm going to put them in new jars after I bake today. I'm going to put them in clean jars. So 125 grams of starter. I did not discard because I knew I'm probably going to do a double batch to get more pizzas out of this because I'm going to freeze these. But I have another jar of starter over here. I fed her this morning too. I do the countertop method with my starter, so I don't have to bring it up to room temperature, but this is actually going to take quite a bit of starter because we're only at 70 grams now. Come on. So this might actually make more than I'm thinking. I'm thinking this will make 4 pizzas. I do not remember how many this makes. Also, depends on how thick you want your dough, you like your pizza crust, if you like thin or if you like thick. And then also it's going to depend on what size you make your pizzas, of course. So we're at 108. Come on. Get over there. She's beautiful. Almost there. Well, we're at 120, so we only need 5 more grams. So actually, I'm not sure we even need this whole. Nope, right there. We're at 127. So I can just grab a little bit out of there. Oh, perfect, 125. Okay, so let me grab a scraper so I can scrape all that goodness out of there. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put this in your water in this bowl and you're going to mix it until it's all incorporated together. Actually, no, I don't remember how many pizzas this made. I feel like it actually made 3 or 4, if I remember correctly. This recipe did. And I probably will do a second batch. So in this video, I'm just going to show you how I make the dough. I'm not going to show you the full process because it takes hours, so I will just explain the rest of it. And then I'll probably do a video on rolling it all out and the rest of it. So I'll show you like what the dough looks like once it's ready to be rolled out and used. You can use these and bake them fresh, or you can, what I'm going to do is freeze some of them. Well, actually, I'm going to freeze all of them because we're not having this for dinner tonight. Okay. So I'm going to incorporate that, and then I will be back to show you the rest. Okay, so it's all, looks like murky water in there, but it's all in there. So you just want to mix that until it kind of dissolves into the water, okay? Now, we're going to do our bread flour and our salt. So we need, okay, so we got another dry, you want to make sure this is for your dry ingredients, you want a dry vessel. So we're going to do, oh, I was going to 1 gram again. There's 0, okay. I don't know. So we're going to use bread flour for this. And we're going to do 500 grams. So I got a little bit bigger of a container here. Well, I guess we're going to do 501 because it keeps reading it's 1 gram. I don't know what's going on. But at least this time it didn't shut off. And you know what? I'm not going to do it that way. Because I feel like I'm going to end up dumping a whole bunch. So I'm going to use a measuring cup to just scoop her in there. And we may have to do 250 and 250 because this container still might not fit 500 grams. I'm not sifting my flour. Okay, this is just regular bread flour. Yeah, I'm going to do 250. Oh, look, 251. Perfect. And then I'm going to do 250 again. Oh, I hate it. Can't get that last little bit in there. Hey, we got it. Okay. Okay, so zero it back out. 250 more. It's a lot of flour. Close. Need to take a gram. Oh, perfect. Because this one actually did not do 250, or it didn't do the 1, so it doesn't have to be 251 this time. 250 exact. So you can see how I'm doing that, where I'm taking and scooping back out. So that's very important. And then we need salt. I'm just doing 10 grams of salt, so that's zeroed out. It's harder to put salt back in, so this one I'm a little more. Oh, perfect, 10 grams of salt going in, and that's it. So now we're going to incorporate all of this until it is a sticky dough ball and not sticking to the sides anymore. So I'll show you what that looks like. I forgot I need a dough hook. Y'all are making dough. Hello. I mean, I should have known. I don't know. It's just like my natural instinct to grab my whisk dough hook. Use the dough hook. And it did all work. So this is what it looks like now. It's going to be sticky a little bit. That's fine. So now what you're going to do, you're going to let it rest for 30 minutes, and then you're going to do some stretch and fold. So at that point, I'll probably add a little bit of flour to it so it doesn't stick to me, and then you do one round of stretch and folds where you're just stretching, folding it over all the way until you go all the way around. And then you're going to let it rest 30 more minutes, and you're going to do that a total of 5 times. So it does take a long time to get your dough for your pizza crust, okay? Just because you have to let it rest 30 minutes and do stretch and fold 5 times. So what's that? 30, isn't it? So 1 hour, 2.5 hours just in resting and stretch and folds, okay? Well, longer with the stretch and folds. So I'm going to let this sit, and I'm going to cover it. There we go. And then in 30 minutes, I'll do my first set of stretch and folds. And I'm probably going to end up going a little bit over because we do have to run to the grocery store. So hopefully that doesn't bother it. And I might actually move this to a separate bowl so that I can make one more batch of this, so that I have multiples to put in my freezer and not have to do this all over again next week or 2 weeks from now whenever we run out of pizzas. So I think I'll actually do a couple of mini pizzas as well. We like those for lunch where we're not making a whole pizza. My daughter likes those really well. So my other daughter doesn't really like pizza. So then I'll show you the rest of the process in another video. So hopefully this recipe helps to where you at least have a good recipe. This is my recipe that I have used before, and it was like the best pizza crust. So and it's gut healthy. So it does have salt. Just keep that in mind. For people who cannot have sodium, it does have salt. I don't know if you can leave it out or not, or what the alternative would be. I don't know. I'm sorry. So that would be something you would have to take into consideration. But otherwise, that's it. So just to recap, we use 350 grams of water and 125 grams of starter, mixing them until dissolved. Add in 500 grams of bread flour and 10 grams of salt, mixing it until it forms a dough ball, and then you're going to let it rest 30 minutes, stretch and fold, and repeat that for 5 times total. And then you can roll it out and either enjoy, or we'll go through the next process of how to freeze it. Thanks for watching.